Tonight, I'm stepping into the unknown, braving the darkness, and spending a night in a place where only the bravest dare to go. Is it haunted? Are there monsters lurking in the shadows? Join me as I face my fears, challenge the supernatural, and attempt to uncover the truth. There's something undeniably thrilling about embracing the fear of the unknown, especially on a dark and stormy night. The whispers in the shadows, the chill in the air, and the possibility of encountering creatures beyond our comprehension all make the night feel more real than ever before. So, are you ready to face your fears with me? Let's see if these monsters are truly real. We all share the experience of childhood fears. The things that go bump in the night, the creatures hiding under the bed, or the monster in the closet. We were all haunted by these figments of our imagination, keeping us up at night, eyes wide open as we listened to the wind howl outside. The boogeyman, the terrifying sounds in the dark, or the creatures that could pull us into the abyss, have often been the catalyst for sleepless nights. But as we grew older, we began to think, could these fears really be just the product of an overactive imagination? As we grow older, we tell ourselves that these monsters and supernatural beings are merely the result of childhood fantasies, the kind of stuff we read in horror stories or see in movies. But what if, as adults, we still harbor these fears, sometimes without even realizing it? A strange noise in the night, an unexplained shadow that flits across the room. These seemingly innocent events can trigger that same anxiety we felt as children. It makes us wonder, are we still being haunted by the monsters we once feared, or is it something more? But what if I told you that some of these monsters, some of these fears, are not simply figments of imagination? What if I told you that I've experienced things that defy logic, things that have shaken me to the core, from strange noises in my childhood home to ghostly apparitions in abandoned buildings? These terrifying encounters have made me question everything I thought I knew. There have been times when I felt that something is out there, watching, waiting, and no matter how much I wanted to deny it, I couldn't escape that feeling. One of my most terrifying experiences happened while I was exploring an abandoned asylum with a few friends. We ventured deep into the building, drawn by the mystery of its dark past. The air was thick, heavy with dust, and the silence in the halls was suffocating. Our footsteps echoed as we moved, the sounds seeming to grow louder in the stillness, each step further into the unknown. Then, suddenly, a loud bang came from the far end of the hall, followed by footsteps that didn't belong to any of us. My heart pounded in my chest as we froze, unsure of what to do next. Was it the wind or something else? We stood still, listening to the echoes. It felt as though something was following us, watching us, waiting for us to make a mistake. There was no way to escape it. We could feel it in the air, the sense that we were not alone. The kind of fear that seizes your chest, makes your breath shallow, and causes your legs to tremble. Every creak of the floor, every shadow on the walls seemed to mock our every move. We pressed forward, but the fear only grew stronger, urging us to leave, yet we couldn't. As we stumbled into a room that appeared frozen in time, the fear gripped us even tighter. It felt like we had walked into a place where the past had never left, where memories of the past lingered untouched. The beds were still made, the medical equipment lay as though the asylum staff had only just left. The walls were decorated with haunting murals, drawings of patients, their tortured faces staring out from the walls. But it wasn't just the decaying surroundings that disturbed me. It was the feeling of something being there, just behind me. A presence, watching me, breathing down my neck. And then it happened. A whisper, a voice that called my name. It was soft, raspy, as though the very air itself had spoken to me. I spun around, heart racing, but there was no one there. My friends were staring at me, confusion clouding their faces. They hadn't heard a thing, but I knew what I had heard. The voice was unmistakable, and it sent a chill through my body, so cold that it felt as if the very blood in my veins had frozen. I knew then that I had to get out, and fast. We bolted from that room, fear overtaking our every move. The sound of our footsteps echoed down the dark corridors, mixing with the eerie silence that hung around us. We dared not look back, but the feeling of being followed, watched, persisted. The hallways seemed endless, twisting and turning in a maze of horror. Every shadow, every creak of the building felt like it was conspiring to trap us inside, to keep us from leaving. It was the most intense fear I had ever experienced, and it was driving us to escape at any cost. As I look back at that terrifying night, I realized that it wasn't just the fear of monsters that haunted me. It was the fear of the unknown, the fear of what lurks in the shadows, behind the closed doors, or in the corners of a room we cannot see. It's a fear that's not easily shaken, one that keeps us up at night. It's the fear that drives us to tell stories of creatures, of things we cannot understand, because we need to make sense of it. It's a fear that turns the ordinary into something terrifying. So do monsters truly exist? Or is it all just a product of our wild imaginations? The answer to that question may never fully come, but what I do know is that facing these fears, embracing the unknown, and challenging our reality is an experience that can only be described as both terrifying and exhilarating. It's an experience that forces us to question what's real and what's imagined. The line between the two begins to blur, and we are left to wonder, are we the only ones here? Or is something else watching us from the shadows? If you've enjoyed this journey into the unknown, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me as we continue to face our fears together. Don't forget to like the video and leave a comment below. What do you think? Do monsters really exist? Let's keep the conversation going, and if you want to see more terrifying adventures, click the bell to get notified when the next mystery unfolds.